Hi, this is Isaac Hickerson, Data Manager out of Region 1. Today's video I wanted to go with you over some tips and tricks on how to find data in Operations Center. I get several phone calls from guys a lot of times on, they spread a field, they sprayed a field, they planted a field, and they think the data came into Operations Center, but they can't find it. So one of the first things I would encourage you to do, and I've talked about this in other videos, is making sure that you have an active field boundary for your fields. The good thing about that is if a operator names it, misspells it, 3 dash lines, just field 1, something like that, when that data comes into Operations Center, it will spatially sort into the correct field name, whether it was spelled correctly or not. So we want to check that first. So if we go to the Field Boundaries tab over here and scroll down through here, we see a lot of these fields right here do not have active field boundaries. If we can scroll down and maybe find one, I'll show you an example. So we know that these fields right here have active field boundaries with them. Another thing that we want to check is if we go up here and you have your name available, you see this little gear. We click on that and we're going to go to our settings, and we want to make sure that field detection is turned on, so that way that data will spatially sort. If it's not, you come down here to the Edit tab and you can toggle that on and off. So if we have a field boundary and we have field detection turned on, then that data should go to the right spot. Another thing that you can check is come in here to the Land tab. There's a possibility if all that's correct, or if you can't find a field, that potentially that field has been archived, and if a field gets archived, all the data that's associated will be archived as well. So you can come over to the Land tab and you can go to View Archived, and this should show you, you can see this customer has several fields, almost 1,900 of them here, archived. So if I wanted to make one of those available, I could click on it and make that available right here. That would bring the field back, and that would bring my data back. But not just the field, I would want to make sure that I have archived or made available my boundary as well. And then once I've done that, I want to make sure, once I set them both as available, that I come in here, click on the field, and come down to my active boundary. If I have a boundary, I set that back to active like we talked about earlier. So those are a couple things that you'd want to do or want to check. Once you've gone through all those steps and processes, you can come up here to the More tab and go to Files, and say it's a the particular day that you sprayed, planted a field, and you can't find that data. If you previously didn't have boundaries and we come in here and set that, turn field detection on, those sort of things, then we want to come in here and click on the file, find the date, a date range, and then come in here, click on the files that you want, and reprocess those. And so now that we have a boundary, once that data reprocesses, it will essentially come back into that field boundary. The first time it may have been, under 3 dash lines or under field name 1. It will reprocess that and put it back into the correct field with that boundary available now. One other thing that you can do is come to the Analyze tab and try to search, narrow it down to specific date range, a specific product if you knew that's what you spread or planted, whatever it may be, and kind of browse through the Analyze tab here to see what went on in that day, and maybe that helps you track it down. You can also go to the Field Analyzer tab and search by the 3 dash lines or field 1. And I keep saying that because that's one of the most popular things that people do, is just put in 3 dash lines or field 1, and that can help you find your data as well. And then if none of that works, the last thing I would suggest doing is going to the machine, manually downloading that data onto a thumb drive, and bringing it into Operations Center using John Deere Data Manager right here to upload that information. So hopefully these are some helpful tools and tricks to help you find that data that you can sometimes not find in Operations Center.